DTI fan, what's good, baby? Another week back with the sun shining, so you can't be mad when the sun is out. You cannot be upset because it just brings life to you. This is why we preach all the time to go out there and soak up God's medicine so that way you can enjoy it. You can get the freshness in your lungs, in your eyes, from the wind and the sun and the birds flying over. Start appreciating the things that we have in life that just make it so much better. But we all overlook on a daily basis because we're used to it, we're consistent. And I get it. Some of y'all live in Ohio, some of y'all live in cold states. But I got out of that bitch for a reason, bro. I'm sick of the cold. And don't get me wrong, we still have the cold. But we got the sunshine with the cold, and that makes it 10 times better, 10 times more enjoyable. And so we are just going through life, baby, appreciating the little things, not focusing so much on the big things all the time. Because when you got the big things that you're reaching for, when you're striving for, the little things are what you got to focus on day in and day out. For your mental health, the cold showers, the journaling, the meditations, the red light therapy, the workouts, the walks, the conversations with people you love and care about. I just got off the phone with my granny. I'm on an hour, 2.5 hour drive, but I'm on an hour drive till I get to the hotel. And I was like, you know what? I just got off the phone with my mom, called some of my friends. Let me give my granny a call and see how she's doing. And there's nothing better than just checking in on the people that you love. So if you're listening to this and you take one thing away, give somebody a call that you care about, that you haven't talked to in a long time. Life is too short. Make the phone call. Pick it up. Stop sending text messages and fucking Facebook comments. Pick up the phone and check in on the people that you care about. But back to the little things. So we got the big things we're going after. The little things, mental health, we just talked about those. And then the little things for your physical health, the walking, the steps, the workouts, the runs, the bike rides, the hikes, the Pilates, the yoga, whatever it is. Do some sort of physical activity. Stop being a fat piece of shit. Stop being a lazy piece of shit and complaining about the things that aren't going right in life and complaining about the things that are going wrong in life. Stop complaining about all those things because you have control to turn all of that around. You, the person listening to this, have control on how to turn all of those things around when you stop focusing on the negative stuff. When you can transition your mindset, which is doing the small things daily that we just talked about for the physical and mental, when you can change that mindset to just be positive, be optimistic, and strive for the things that you want, life gets so much better. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Stop putting so much pressure on your spouse. Stop putting so much pressure on the state that the world's in. Who gives a fuck if Trump's saying that he wants to go and capture Greenland? Who gives a fuck if Trump says that we just went into Venezuela and got the president? All of that stuff is noise. And unfortunately, yes, it can impact our lives in terms of the way the economy is and all this stuff, but we can't control it. We can't control it. Just like the dickhead that you work with at work, separate yourself from that dickhead. Just like those negative friends that you keep hanging around that don't have any of the dreams, goals, or aspirations that you do. Separate yourself from those motherfuckers. See, the thing is, what you consume is what you become. And far too many of us are just doom scrolling on social media to the point where I'm starting to believe this, or I'm starting to let this weigh on me. I'm starting to think this way. Fuck all that, dude. Focus on the things that you want to focus on life that are important to you. And if you want to make a change, be the change to see the change. Ooh! If you want to make a change, be the change to see the change. One more time for the people in the back. If you want to make a change and see the change, then you got to be the fucking change. Oh, we spitting today, baby. We spitting today and we calling everybody out. Because all of us got shit we can work on. All of us got things we can be better about. All of us have more discipline that we can instill in our lives. All of us can turn the narrative around of what life has been like and what it can be moving forward. But it starts with taking control of this and this to get focused in the right direction so that way you can reach and achieve those dreams, goals, and aspirations that you always talk about. You're in a funk right now because you're lazy. You're in a funk right now because you ain't focusing on the right stuff. You're in a funk right now because you're being a hermit. You're in a funk right now because you aren't prioritizing the little things that matter in life to see the bigger things. Oof, oof, oof. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. You want to talk about depression. You want to talk about anxiety. You want to talk about not being socially accepted because you don't feel like you fit in. Oh, you want to talk about how work sucks. You want to talk about how your car is falling apart. You want to talk about how your credit cards are all in debt and that's making you stressed because you don't have no money. All that can change with a little bit of discipline, self-reflection, and accountability with yourself. Because all of those things that I just mentioned, they're things for you. They're things about you. And so the only person that can truly change that narrative, change that direction, is the person listening to this. I used to like watch my words because I didn't want to offend people and I didn't want to hurt them. But like sometimes the hard reality is like you just are the one slipping up and you don't want to admit it. I used to be like, I don't want to offend these people because blah, blah, blah. I don't want to bring politics up because people got opinions. Listen, somebody listen to this, turn this off when they heard me bring up Trump talking about Greenland and Venezuela. Even though I had no stance on it, or I wasn't preaching like, oh, we got to go do this, or oh, we shouldn't go do this. But they heard that name and they're like, fuck that, I'm not listening to this no more. They heard me call them out that they're lazy and they're the ones that need to fix things and that they're the reason that they're in the financial struggle that they're in and they're the reason why they can't go and do this and they're the reason. People don't want to hear it. But I think I got to turn a new leaf and like keep it real with y'all. Because I see so many people close to me in life, friends, family, my distributors, my customers, people in the airports when I travel, people in the grocery stores when I go in there. You can just feel by somebody's energy that something's off, that something ain't right. But then when you ask them about it or when they start talking, they start blaming all those things that I just brought up. Yet all those things that I brought up aren't the catalyst to why they're this way or why they're that way. All of the reasons why they aren't where they want to be is because they're not starting with themselves first. We preach habits all the time in Desire to Inspire, DTI. The habits build a foundation for you to build and grow upon. You guys hear me and I will preach this till the day I'm fucking dead. But another side of that is you got to realize like, just because we talk about good habits doesn't mean that we got to ignore the bad habits in our life. The excessive drinking, the excessive eating out, the excessive consumption of social media, the excessive consumption of sitting your ass on the couch, the excessive consumption of soaking in the news, the excessive consumption of being around bad people, the excessive consumption of lowering your standards to meet somebody else's because that's the easy thing in life. But really, that's a hard thing in life because all of those things are holding you back from going after and feeling the way you want to feel and are stopping you from being the version of yourself that you once dreamed of or that you once were. And so when you step back and you start analyzing yourself and you start looking at the things, it's like, you know what? I can put a little bit more effort in. Not because I have to, but because I want to. One of the clients that we had this year, it's been a struggle to get traction. It's been a struggle to gain acceleration or to gain consistency. But what's important is they keep dipping their toe in the things that we lay out for them, in the blueprint that we give them. Dip their toe in the gym, dip their toe in the daily steps, dip their toe in waking up earlier, dip their toe in eating better, dip their toe in journaling, dip their toe in not consuming social media so much. But then they go out and in and out. And guess what? They still haven't met the goals that they want in life. And I had to keep it real. I'm like, look, we don't get on these calls. We don't lay this blueprint out for our satisfaction, for mine and Dylan. This is all you. If you want to achieve all these things that you're saying, weight loss, more muscle, mental clarity, a drive, like whatever those things are, it's ultimately on you to be able to achieve that, to be able to accomplish it. And if you would just start and stay consistent and follow the plan, you wouldn't have to worry about any of those things coming true because they would have already been here. But there becomes a point in somebody's life where they sit there and they say, enough is enough. I don't want to live like this no more. I don't want to be like this no more. I don't want to feel like this no more. And when that time comes, that's when they take full control. And it's literally like a light switch. When that happens, you can see something go off and you're like, I know they're dialed in now. Another one of our clients, 5,000 steps daily, 2 workouts a week. They fucking training for a half marathon now. They're working out 5 days a week. They're running 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. Not because we're forcing them to, but because they want to. See, that is the key right there. When somebody forces you to do something, you have that resistance. It's like, I'm not going to drink in January. I'm going to do dry January. But then they fall into the cave because of the people they're around, and they didn't really want it for them. They were just doing it because they heard it on social media or because other people around them were doing it, but they didn't truly want it. So they're like, it's day 10. Fuck it. I'm a drink. I didn't fucking complete dry January again. It's like, you want us to applaud you? The applause are over. There ain't no more participation trophies in life. It's a different era, baby. It's a different era. You don't get fucking kudos for doing something one day. You got to be consistently good over occasionally great. And when you're consistently good over occasionally great, you see that traction. You see the results. You see the end goal coming to life a little bit clearer, a little bit faster. That's when it all starts clicking. And you're like, damn, I held myself back for this long, and all I had to do was these little things every single day. You're telling me I just had to go out there and get some fresh sunlight, get a couple more steps, start eating at home a little bit more? You're telling me all I had to do was these things and I'm going to start feeling this way? Man, I should have listened to you sooner. Listen, I preach about this stuff just as much for my benefit as I hope it is your benefit. And some of these things I say are stuff that I'm struggling with or dealing with, and I need the reality check too. Because I've been through the ups, I've been through the downs, and I realize the ups are a lot better than the downs, and I want more good days than bad days. But I also realize that the bad days make the good days better. And when you realize that the bad days make the good days better, and that you want more good days than bad days, boy, life starts changing. And it all starts changing for the better. So my only ask for you, after listening to this message, if you took anything away, go after the life you want. Live the dreams you want. It's out there for you to get, baby. You're the one holding yourself back. Nobody else is. Stop talking about it and be about it. Stop wasting another day. Don't wait for the next Monday. Don't wait for the next month. Start today. So that way you can look back quicker and sooner and be like, man, I'm glad I started. And that starting point doesn't have to be half marathons. It doesn't have to be 5 days a week in the gym. It doesn't have to be working overtime. It doesn't have to be putting in all this extra energy. Start small and build on it. Get progress and build on it. See results and build on it. If your goal is to lose 80 pounds, stop focusing on the 80. Set that goal. That's a big dream. You're painting the picture of what you want. Now step back, focus on the 5 pounds. Then focus on the next 5. And the next 5. And the next 5. Then the next 10. And the next 10. Sooner than later, you're going to look back and be like, damn, that was easy, dude. I'm focusing on the right things. I'm doing the right things. And then it all starts coming to life. Hey, I'm proud of y'all at the end of the day, for real. Whether you're in a slump or whether you're living your best life, I'm proud of you in whatever direction. But all I got to say is keep doing the little things daily. Fulfill your life with habits that are non-negotiables in your life that you will check the box every single day because you know it's going towards that big picture. So although I'm out in the Florida sun and I got this energy, it can go away when that sun goes away and them gray clouds are back out and it's cold as hell. But I know that's only for a glimpse. Go out there, use the bad days to make the good days better, and keep remembering that the good days are better than the bad days. So how can you have more good days and less bad days? Have the desire to inspire, live your best life, make it count while you're here. I love y'all. I'm happy, and I'm proud of you. Yes, sir.